What is up with everyone? Paul from Timeless Productions here, and today we're going to be going over all of the lucky dice inside of the Occus-Gol Necropolis. So, for the first one, it's going to be right here at the very entrance of the area. You're just going to go ahead, jump on this little platform to our right, and right over here will be our very first lucky dice for us to go ahead and pick up. For our second one, it's just a little bit further down the road, and all you're going to do is come over here to this like path that leads up a little bit, and once you get here, you're going to go ahead and take a direct right over here to this edge, and right over here to our right is going to be our second lucky dice. Now for our third lucky dice, it's going to be just a little bit further, but not too far from where we are. It's going to be probably a couple of seconds away from where you are. So once you get over here to this giant wall-like structure, you can see the lucky dice right over there on your right. All you're going to have to do is go ahead and climb up onto it. There's a ladder right behind it, so you can go ahead, climb up, and grab your third lucky dice. For our fourth one, it's literally in the same exact area. And all you're gonna do is head over here. Once you get down to the bottom, it's gonna be right underneath the scaffolding that you actually have to climb in order to continue through the area. That'll be our fifth lucky dice. For our next one, it's going to be a little bit further. Once you get to the Karen City, you can go ahead and take a direct left. Once you come out, head through this little back alley kind of area. And once you get right here, just jump onto this building, and your next lucky dice will be right here on this scaffolding, ready for the taking. For our next one, we're going to go ahead and head to the opposite side of where we are, and you're just going to go ahead, hop across this path, and right over here to our left will be our very next lucky dice for us to pick up. Our next one is going to be just a little bit further into the city, and you're just going to go ahead, climb up on this rooftop right here, on to these scaffoldings to our left, and right up here, you're going to go ahead and hit this rune button. Once you hit the rune button, we're going to go ahead and head directly across from where the button is located into this little area that we just opened a door from. And once we get here, go ahead, follow around the boxes, and our next lucky dice will be sitting right there for us to go ahead and pick up. Our next one is going to be towards the center of the city, which is going to be around the same exact area where we're at, and we're just going to go ahead and head right where I just placed that waypoint. And once we go ahead and get there, you're just going to go ahead, take a direct left, and head into this little like tunnel-like area, and directly to your right here, inside this doorway, will be your next lucky dice for you to go ahead and pick up. For our next one, it's going to be a little bit further towards the big door that is blocking where we have to go. If you go up these stairs right by these giant pieces of, I guess, elemental, well, if you go in here, and right over here around the corner is going to be our next lucky dice for us to go ahead and pick up. For our next one, it's going to be in the same exact area that we're already in. All you're going to go ahead and do is come directly out of where you just came from, head up the stairs, and once you get up here, jump onto the first scaffolding to our right, and then you're going to have to make another jump to get onto the second scaffolding to our left. It's going to take a couple of tries. You're going to have to hit it at a good enough angle in order for it to be able to mantle you up. But right there will be our next lucky dice for us to go ahead and pick up. In the same exact area right behind where we actually are, we're going to head up these flights of stairs, and right over here underneath this scaffolding behind this box will be our next lucky dice for us to go ahead and pick up. Now for our next lucky dice, it's going to be a little bit further away from where we actually are within the city, and all you're going to go ahead and do is head towards the center of the area where the big door will be, and you're going to go ahead and head right over where that waypoint is placed. But if you go a little bit further from there into a darker zone, you'll be able to find our next one. What you're going to do is climb up here, and right over here, right behind these boxes, will be your next lucky dice for you to go ahead and pick up. Now, for our next one, in the very bottom, or the left part of the map, but towards the middle of it, will be our next lucky dice for us to go ahead and pick up. Inside of this area, right over where I'm going to place this waypoint, we're going to have to head over here, and once you get there, you're going to have to jump onto this other platform around the way. So just follow the path that I take, and right over here to our very left, boom, is going to be our next lucky dice ready for us to go ahead and pick up. For our next one, still inside of the kind of same vicinity, it's going to be towards where the boss fight is going to take place. And if you head this way underground, which is the way you have to take if you go directly straight forward through the Necropolis. I went back a little bit more. I went from the boss fight backwards, so that's why I'm running through the underground area a little bit more behind than I would have. But if you get all the way back towards the first room, I believe, once you enter the underground area from when you're coming in through the actual way from the beginning of the map, you're going to go ahead and head over here to our left, and right over here, sitting there, is going to be our next lucky dice. All you're going to have to do is jump over. Shouldn't have to mantle up it at all. For our next one, it's also going to be inside of the underground area. It's going to be a little bit further straightforward. Once you get to this big area where a not boss fight happens, but you kind of have a whole bunch of enemies that you have to fight and kill in order to progress, it's going to be right here behind this broken wall. Now for our next one is going to be in the same exact big area, and once you get towards the door and the elevator that you actually have to take to exit the area, if you go towards your left and climb up these pillars right here on the scaffolding, will be our very next lucky dice for us to go ahead and pick up. Now for our next one, once we get out of underground, we're going to go ahead, and the second you get up through the elevator, you're going to go ahead and take a right from the vending machines, and right underneath this scaffolding behind these boxes will be your next lucky dice for you to go ahead and pick up. For our next one, it's going to be right outside of where we just came from. If you go towards the left, the second you leave the doorway, you can find your next lucky dice right here behind this barrel, hidden and waiting for you to take it. For our next one, we're going to go ahead, head up these flights of stairs during a big, also another big kind of not boss battle, but big enemy battle. And if you head to the right side of it, right over here where there's a giant wire that you can run across from where the stairs are, and all you're going to do is go ahead and head towards the doorway. I kind of got a little bit lost right here, as you guys can see, but if you head up the stairs, head through that exact purple doorway that's going to be sitting right there in front of you, and you run out the left doorway, you're going to take another left, and directly in this next room right here on top of these boxes will be your next lucky dice for you to go ahead and pick up. Now for our last and final lucky dice of this area, you're going to go ahead and head to the end of the map after the boss fight. What you have to do though, even if you did beat the boss fight once before, this is Borderlands, boss fights, they always respawn, so you're going to have to go ahead and kill Nightmare once again in order to progress and get yourself through so you can get the final lucky dice of the area if you haven't gotten it before. So we're going to go ahead, fight Nightmare. Once you beat Nightmare, towards where you actually have to take this next portal-like thing to get through the next area, your next lucky dice will be to the left of that doorway, and we're going to go ahead and pick up our final lucky dice of the Necropolis. So with all of that being said, thank you guys for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more content. Of course, we'll be back with more lucky dice guides and more content and more videos coming up on the channel. So thank you guys for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more content. Goodbye, and remember to stay timeless.